So we talk about, I've always talked about how modern women are delusional, they're insane. So today we're going to talk about LA women in particular, okay? So for you to understand what exactly happened, you need to understand the seating chart of how it went and why I was kind of stuck there and why I couldn't, you know, move on and talk to any other women that night. So this is the Kansas City Chiefs game, and you know I'm in LA for business. You know, otherwise I wouldn't be caught dead in this fucking city. So I wanted to watch the Chiefs game, and you know it's a championship, it's a semifinal game right before the Super Bowl. Bars packed, so not a lot of options as to where to sit. So I finally was able to get a bar seat. And there were other girls around checking me out, whatever, other places, but they're far away. You can't really get to them. So right next to me ends up these two girls, okay? And one of them was just ugly. The other one was tolerable, okay? She's 39 years old. She's fucking old, all right? God knows how much dick she's been through. But whatever, I'm stuck there. There's not really anywhere to go. Game's going on. Someone to talk to. Started talking to her. Watched the game. We're talking for 3-4 hours. Okay, she gives me her number. We're supposed to hang out that week, this week, later that week. But I'm just, and I'm gonna get to that. I did not have particularly a good time talking to this woman. She wasn't fun. She wasn't telling me anything that I didn't know. The same old bullshit. I'm a strong woman. Do you like strong women? Did you get your COVID vaccine? The same bullshit you hear from LA women all the fucking time. And, you know, I'm a self-made man. So there was a time at one point I had to lie. I had to bullshit. I had to put up with their crap long enough to get laid. Okay. But now that I don't, okay, sometimes the matrix still traps you, okay? Even someone like me who's escaped the matrix and is trying to help young men like you escape the matrix, it's still difficult to completely escape it because that's the matrix. I'm watching a game. Now I had a bet on it. You could see I won. So I did have something to gain out of it. But at the end of the day, I didn't need to completely watch it. I could have just checked the score and seen if I had won or lost, and then checked if the money was deposited into my William Hill gambling account in Las Vegas. But I decided to be a part of the matrix that day. I don't know, for old time's sake. Bad habits die hard, they say. So I'm over there talking to her. And some of it was good convo, but most of it was just complete nonsense. And the delusions of these women. And you had the ugly woman next to her feeding this stuff into her head. Now, the one I was talking to was borderline, okay? She could easily swallow the red pill because she knows the stuff that I was saying was right. But the other one is just completely trying to destroy her, you know? Whether she's doing it consciously or subconsciously, I'm not sure. So after all this time, you know, and at the end, I was just really fucking exhausted, you know, hearing her shit, talking about how men treat her badly. And in my mind, I'm like, bitch, you're fucking 39. You've been through so much dick. And she actually thinks she's entitled to the top 1% men like me who's going to stay loyal to her and not cheat on her. She actually believes this in her head. She's insane. And I tried. I'm like, okay, let me be nice today. Okay. But it just got to one point. I couldn't do it anymore. So I just, you know, realized, what the fuck am I doing? This 3 or 4 hours, I'm speaking to this woman who's a 6, maybe a 7, if I'm being generous, okay? Back in the day, when I had nothing, I would have probably pursued it until I got laid, okay? But at this point, I'm like, what am I doing? I am giving up 3 or 4 hours of my life, of my time, of my energy for this woman I don't even care about. She's not that hot. She's 39. What am I doing? Now, granted, I had a little bit to drink, so I wasn't using full logic, okay? But what I'm trying to say is that 3 or 4 hours that I spent with her, I could have used it to make money, which I was doing watching the game, but I could have made more money. I could have planned for my week because it was a Sunday. I could have actually pursued women who are like-minded, who are high-value women, because this was like the lowest value woman as it gets, okay? So we're supposed to kick it this week, and I'm just not. I'm not gonna spend another night with this woman wasting my time. Neither should you, because the Matrix uses used up pussy to keep you in check, to keep you as a slave. Because if the Matrix gave you high value women, right, you'd feel empowered, you'd feel masculine, you'd feel like you could do anything, right? But when they give you these low value women, they keep you in check. They keep your ego in check. They keep your pride down. Okay? Don't do what I did. And I always say you can be the greatest of the greatest, but at the end of the day, the Matrix is so strong, it's going to still somehow keep you a bit trapped in the Matrix. So yeah, so and just this LA women in general, I hate the fucking city. The women are all chubby or fat, or even the hot ones are like weird. They're all doing weird stuff. I remember this girl was like, she's telling me she's like 39. She's always, yeah, I had a friend, he's 28. She's telling me all her stories about the past I don't give a fuck about. She's like, oh yeah, I was with my 28-year-old friend, but he doesn't want to be with me. In my head, I'm just like, obviously he doesn't want to be with you. He's 28, you're 39. You've done everything in your life you weren't supposed to do. And now that he's almost getting to his prime, you're expecting him to be with you? I mean, if this is not delusional, tell me what is. If that's not the picture of delusion, what is? They're insane. So don't waste the point of today, don't waste your time with these. Don't spend 3 or 4 hours pursuing a woman. And then this is another thing. She goes, do you want to buy, like towards the end, maybe an hour before the end, or when I called it a night, I just couldn't do it anymore. I tried. But I mean, I just have when you have an abundance of women, you don't need to spend that much time on one. Okay? You don't need to do that, because but you young men who aren't there yet, who are still trying to make it, you have to understand that 3 or 4 hours that you're pursuing some low value woman, you could do it to make yourself better. You could do it so that you do have an abundance of women, so that you can leave like I left if you're not having a good time. If she's not making you happy, even for the night, you don't need to stay with her. So use that time for yourself. Be selfish. Don't chase some fucking low value woman. And like I said, I wasn't chasing. She was just geographically located at the most convenient place at a very packed bar. So that's what I had, at my disposal at that moment. But here's where I went wrong. The game finished. I still stayed for another hour. Shouldn't have done that. That way I could have made my money, not wasted time, and left. So just remember, the Matrix is always going to throw these low value women at you so you can impregnate them, so you can maybe fall in love with them, so it can keep you in check, so you won't have a prenuptial agreement. And they use these low value fucking whores to keep you in check, so that you can't leave, so that you can't leave her, so that you're trapped. All right, this Tough Love with Vinny Two Shoes. So here's what I'm going to tell you guys. In a lot of states in the U.S., Nevada, Texas, Florida, when I travel abroad, I've said this before, I have no problem being myself and not lying to women and getting a whole bunch of pussy. But when I'm in cities like LA, once this podcast gets big, I'm going to lose out on a lot of pussy. Maybe because I'm impatient, like the story I just told you, or maybe it's because they're already going to know who I am when they watch it. So I don't mind doing that for you. I don't mind helping you. I don't mind teaching you the right way. I don't want you to escape the matrix. But the least you could do is press that subscribe button so I can be compensated for the loss of pussy. This is Vinny from Tough Love with Vinny Two Shoes. Make sure you subscribe to Rumble. Press that subscribe button. Press that like button. We'll see you next time.